Okay, I've got a couple of, since I'll be sending Gideon some coins, I thought that leaves you two guys with something that's similar. I've got these two musical discs left over from stuff I played around with, plus some visual feasts. Unfortunately the music isn't on this, but I can burn the equivalent that has this sort of, this music went onto these sort of thing, in various concoctions. But I've decided to give Sean the blue one because it contains John's voice on it. So if Sean wants to go up and see John, it's got John's voice on it, so he knows he's meeting the right person, sort of thing. So that's why I'm giving that one. That's slightly longer, and it's got a few funny things in there. This one's slightly shorter, but that's the reason I've chosen. I thought hard and long about it. And I thought, well, no, that's got John's voice on. So if John is in the same state as Sean, and he wanted an introduction, so at least he's got to hear his voice, so he doesn't go and see the wrong person. You know what I mean? You don't want to get shot over going to see knocking on the wrong house, or at least he can say, get a few sentences out of the guy. So yep, that's the same voice as the bloke on the disc. Therefore, I'm not going to get a hole in the back of my head or something like that. I don't know what it's like in America if it's that bad, but anyway. Of these, I said I've been having trouble with the white ones, but this one seems to play alright. No, that's weird. Why does the white one of this thing play on my... it's been burnt with a different package. That's what it is. That's probably what it is. Anyway, so I may have to send... I don't know, maybe I should just send you two and you can see the difference. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll do that. So each of you, Gideon and that, will get one of these as well. I don't know which one I'll choose. Those white, page, cool, flip, insert. Maybe I should send these ones to Gideon just to make sure, because he's in Malaysia and they don't even have Google Street View. So I ought to consider the trouble I've had and think that he might. Yeah, it's, as I said, it's not. If Bill Gates is going to get a bullet, it's just when, with all the hassle that we've had over the years with things not being finished, not working on time, having all these other glitches and hassles. And so anyway, so that's what I'll do. That one goes off to you, Sean, because it's got John's voice on it. So that's the reasoning behind that one. So don't feel that you're being cheated or something. I mean, you can always trade them between each other. You can burn it or something and send it over to Rossi in New Zealand just for a bit of, there's a few bit of, it's just a spoof thing I made up, you might get a bit, your kids might get a bit of a laugh out of some of the things in there, and the same with this one. So anyway, but some of this imagery, I don't know. You see, some of my pictures you don't get the full whack out of my JPEGs. So some of these images they'll be up to the size of your computer screen and your TV screen. I don't know what they'll look like on your HD, full smeg, wall TV. If it's something. The other thing I noticed about this the other day, this has been blown up. The colours wrong, even though that was the one stipulation I went for this thing, is for the colours, and I got the colours wrong. How can you get the colours wrong? That's the thing that the customer is asking for. I noticed this has been blown up. You can actually see the snap balls. Because it's been blown up to this size, you can actually see the snap balls on some of these things. Whether that's what Gideon wanted to know. But these things are like 2 to 3 millimeters on this size of drawing, So I'm at just about seeing the snap balls on here at 2 to 3 millimeters on this it's been blown up from a slide, So I mean, it probably... was it pre-64? No, I think it might actually be 64. So, ASA 64, stuff I had to send off to Melbourne. But anyway, this has been gas bagging on long enough, but at least I can take some screenshots out of this and put them up there tonight to say that, well, at least I've sent you the knickknacks parcel. I'm just getting a bit behind because, as I said, I'm under the gun because I know my partner's coming home, and there's no way now that I'm just going to be sitting here while she's either sitting there, with a quilt over her or lying down in bed because it's got that bad sort of thing. And I know what it's like. It's I've burnt my arse and it just wasn't right for a week and about 2 days, I reckon it is. About the same amount of time as it takes to send a parcel overseas sort of thing. And it was very itchy too. The last 2 days it was very itchy. So I reckon, it's some sort of gastro or something. I thought it was just a bad bit of gook, but I think there's more to it than it was. So anyway, over and out. So I hope you get a bit of a laugh out of that, and but you've got something I suppose you can keep for years. To so as you're when you do get the seed, because I'll be sorting them tonight now, overnight. So I'll be making my clips quietly tonight at night time, and I'll get them in the post tomorrow morning before I shoot off to Mount Bold. But you'll have something to to run up in your screen so you can match. And some of these are wild shots, of course. So you have something you can shove up on your screens to compare what you're growing in cultivation to what grows out in the wild, and see if you can match it, sort of thing. And I'm going to be when I go out there with my it's Mother's Day in about a week's time. I'm going to putting some seed out there and see if I can match. Even though I've got a colony only barely 3 minutes away from my house, and I've actually grown some out the front there on that thing. I'm now going to see if I can match, real wild thing with cultivation on this sort of soil with a bit of bottomland rhodium on the soil. So I thought I'd do that. Anyway, I suppose I ought to go and sprinkle some seed down at Blewett Springs as well, maybe some of those as well. I don't know. I'd rather prefer to put the Mount Bold ones out there, because if suddenly they take off and you've got a massive colony of 80 to 120,000 plants, I'd rather prefer it to be the Mount Bold purpley red one, which is the hard one to get. It's a lot easier to get a few gemmy when you've got 80 to 120,000 plants of something that's used to be quite rare and hard to get. But anyway, I'll pop up to Mount Bold tomorrow and see if I can bloody crack this thing. Either find some more plants and maybe find the odd one that I can. As I was talking to Gideon last night, maybe it's the cold. We're thinking maybe it's the cold as well. So maybe if you have cold nights and bright light, say from a high pressure sodiums, you'll get black plants. See, maybe that's what Donnie was doing. Maybe he'd taken the thing and he was playing around with the paraffin in the fridge or something, and he chilled his gemmy, and they'd grown a little bit in the fridge, and when he took them out, they still had that sort of cold trigger on them or something, and they grew darker. I don't know. As I said, it's all new. I said, we don't know. All we can say is we've got some screenshots from years ago, and the colour was definitely different. Gideon reckons, he's interested, but I don't think I've convinced him. He hasn't seen what I've seen. And until he grows one or somehow puts them in the fridge, puts them under high pressure sodiums, and he gets that look, that dark purple, and thinking, whoa, if I get it any darker, it could almost be black. I don't think he quite believes me, but you never know. As we get out there, I'll go to the old Brian Dentonii site, and I'll have a quick scout there tomorrow. You never know. The Whittaker will only just be coming up, but you never know. It might bode well. I don't know, but that's just the idea I've got in the back of my mind. That's what I'm going to do for tomorrow. So you never know what we might find. And of course, there's the Oncorhynchus Kuyperensis in the same area, sort of thing. So though we won't be able to see that, because the thing about that is it's the carnivorous petals, and of course you won't see those until it's flowering. And of course Whittaker flowers when Paraphylia is dropping its seed, sort of thing. So when Paraphylia comes in, when Whittaker comes into flower, Paraphylia has already flowered, pollinated, set its seed, and is then the capsules are opening and it's shedding its seed, sort of thing. So just something I thought you might like to know. This is going to be a long clip, but anyway, over and out, and I'll shoot these things down to the post office now. At least you get your knick-knacks parcel in the post, and you'll get your seed in the, your little vials in the post tomorrow, which I also will film. And well, I don't have to photograph anything these days. I just take it out as screenshots. Okay, the quality is not as good, no way near as good as some of the quality on this thing, I think, if it works. But then again, you're on the bloody American system, aren't you? So it's probably what you're on NTSC as we're on PAL, or was it vice versa? I can't remember now. Don't quote me on these things. I may be a nerd, but I'm an old nerd, and I was all this sort of stuff, Yeah, I'm also living in Abbotland now too, so we're probably going to be a country without broadband for no broadband for 20 bloody fucking years. Okay, sorry to swear, but we are the land of the F word. You get bitten by a bloody poisonous snake or spider, or an inch ant that is definitely profanity inducing. I guarantee you, if you get bitten by an inch ant with this 2.25 inches in length, you will definitely be, if you haven't never used an F word before, you'll find one. It may not be the classic F word, but you'll find one. Okay, over and out.